G'day everyone. Well, I've got my 97 VS Commodore parked here. The bastard's done a bloody water pump. You're not going to see anything. There's water on that chassis rail. It's still there from, you know, leak or whatever. Oh dear. You can see it on the balancer down there, on the front of it. Yeah. Let's go fire it up and listen to what that water pump sounds like. And this is because it's had water running through the bearings past the carbon seal. Can't really hear much, but give that son of a bitch a rev. Not going to make any noise for us today, but anyway, just have to take my word for it. Water pump clagged, coolant's gone, not a drop left in the cooling system, and when there was, it was spraying coolant from the edge of this pump pulley. It was spraying it. In fact, yeah, you can't see anything under the bonnet, but there'd be a line somewhere where it was spraying it. So that's that. And it will be fixed when I can be bothered. Putting a pump on it. But it's still going. Yeah. And I've had an old friend come back to visit me. Actually, you know, as a permanent resident. I found out that my old car ended up at the wreckers, so decided I'd go and buy it back. So I paid $250 for it. It's got a little bit of damage here and there, like you know, someone's obviously backed into something at one time with this. The damage isn't really that bad, and if I wanted to, I could have it panel beated out. But I think a more creative solution might be a fiberglass body kit for this, and you use your original bumper, but it's got like an extension piece that kind of goes a little bit lower than normal, like sort of down to this level. You know, it's got the cutout for the exhaust, obviously. So for $225 plus freight, it might be cheaper just to put fiberglass over that dented bit than it would be to actually repair it. So, you know, it's got the couple of dents here and there, you know, but it's in pretty good nick. It needs some TLC and some cleaning, but you know, not enough light here either. I was going to push it out, but oh well. I'll explain why I can't drive it out in a sec. But you know, it's in pretty good condition. Like, you know, it's not too bad. It's been sitting for well, I'm the last registered owner, so I mean, the floor's really dirty. It's been a bit moist. You can see just on the floor there. But it's got the cool seats and all that. It's a 5-speed manual. The doors are really light too. You can see all the doors and stuff are in really good condition. Needs a damn good clean up. No, can't really fault it too much. It's got, you know, the odd dent here and there. Bit of damage on each seat, you know, in this area, but if I really wanted to, I could have them reupholstered, but I might just simply look for a better seat. I know this seat's a little bit sad because that foam's collapsed, but there have to be other seats like this around, so I'm sure they're not the only ones they ever released. Or I could go get some laser gear seats or something. They'll bolt in. It's got 273,000 Ks, so it's not particularly low mileage, not particularly high mileage. It's got 2 brand new shock absorbers in the rear. They were $210 each, which are very expensive. It has both front CV shafts new, and they've only done about 10,000 Ks, because that's what I put in it. I actually replaced a fuel pump, which is down there, and that cost me $70, and that is a pretty standard price. Even on eBay they go for about $80. The guy that owned it, that sent it to the wreckers, had it rewired, presumably by an auto electrician, because this is obviously not do-it-yourself hour here. This has been professionally done, because if you look at the way it's been, and the way everything's been crimped, yeah, they're using really good quality lugs. There's no way that was done at home. some of the cables uprated compared to what it would have been originally, and it cranks over as fast as hell, but got no spark plugs in it right now. I'll just go get the spark plugs and show you guys what I found, because this is pretty funny. These are the spark plugs that came out of the car. So this gives you an idea of the stupidity you find with people that do stuff themselves. That gives you an idea of the problem with these plugs. One of them's correct, 3 of them aren't, and these are NGK BPR6EFS. Now, I know for a fact, without even looking, that that's a Commodore spark plug that's been out of a VS or a VR or a VN or something. This is what it should have in it. This is one of the original plugs that I put in. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. It's a BP5ES. I'm pretty sure that's what it should have in it. I'm also further sure that the Nissan Patrol over there, the Ute, actually runs the same plugs. So I'm going to go get the plugs out of the Nissan Patrol cylinder head that I've got lying around, and I'm going to put them in the laser and give it a run. Well, here are 4 spark plugs that are a lot closer to what it should have. They're BP4ESs. Now, because I've read a lot of books, yeah, a bit of a spark plug nerd here. The 4 tells me that it's a slightly hotter plug. Yeah, from memory, and I'm going back about, I don't know, about 15 years ago, maybe more. The lower the number, the higher the heat range. B, I can't remember. P is projected insulator. So I'm pretty sure it's a hotter plug. Anyway, let's go shove them in and start it up. Okay, well, we've got all 4 spark plugs in. I'm pretty sure they're a heat ranger. Yeah, what can I say? Wrong spark plugs. That's just stupidest shit I've ever seen, I reckon. Dumbest shit I've ever seen, anyway. Ideally, the spark plug leads are probably not much good, so one day we'll replace those. Alright, well, we've got no tacho, but yeah, because it's just didn't come out with one, I guess. So it's in neutral. Yep, always check before you go firing it up. Make sure that is definitely in neutral. Now, being a carby car with an auto choke, a couple of pumps. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh. Yeah, someone pulled the coil lead off, so that. Hang on. Right, now that the coil's actually plugged in with the coil lead that I pulled off. I think there might be something dreadfully friggin' wrong with this motor here, because she never used to smoke like that, so it's either got a stuck piston ring or someone's done something. It always ran like a bag of crap when it was cold, but I don't know, something's done something fucking dreadful to that. Couldn't tell you what, but seems to blow a lot of bloody smoke these days. Yeah, oh well, we'll have to just figure out what's wrong with this motor, and looks like we might be doing a motor change after all. No point in trying to make it run well if it's got a rooted set of piston rings or something. Yeah, I'd say someone's done something to it, because it didn't used to smoke like that. So there we have it, folks. Got our diagnostic vacuum gauge out. Shove this torch somewhere. The camera will focus. There you go. See the needle flicking all over the joint? That's why it's running like such a bag of shit. Shouldn't be doing that. reckon it's done a head gasket or a valve problem or something like that. I mean, there is a way of determining it, but I can't do it on camera, so... It changes, lower but still ticking. Alright, let's pull off number 3. Made a bigger difference. There you go, that's it. Point it slightly away from there. This is the when we got that. Look, that's the lead hooked up on number 2 cylinder. That's the lead removed. By comparison, this is number 3 cylinder. See, the vacuum drops. The needle's still ticking really violently. But if we pull this one off, the tick stays the same and the vacuum doesn't drop. So that's number 1. So whatever's wrong with it, it's number 2 cylinder. And I'm going to say by the way it runs, it's a piston ring problem because of the blue smoke. It could be a blown head gasket because of the vacuum gauge reading. To confirm this, I would pull off the oil filler cap. I would watch for excessive blow-by. At the moment I can't see blow-by, so the only way we're going to know is to pull the is more than likely to pull the cylinder head off. The other thing could be if it's got a solid cam, as in not a hydraulic, not hydraulic lifters. The valves could have recessed into the cylinder head slightly, which is fairly normal wear, up to a point, and it might not have had valves adjusted for a very long time. Well, I certainly never adjusted them. I thought it was hydraulic, but it may not be. So maybe the valves on number 2 cylinder are not closing properly. But that wouldn't account for the smoke. So I'm going to say head gasket or piston ring issue.